All right, we now welcome on recurring guest, friend of the pod, now Nebraska Cornhusker basketball player and future Big Ten Player of the Year, Sam Griesel. Sammy Hoops, welcome on.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming back on, man. So I got to ask you, are you living out your childhood dream right now?
Yes, one could say that. We had our opening night the other night, and it kind of finally hit me because it hasn't necessarily. I mean, it's been awesome, obviously, the past few months, but that was like really eye-opening to me and kind of like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really cool.
Yeah. It's got to be crazy. The day you committed, I remember you're just all over Instagram. The support was crazy. Talk a little bit about the support that you've gotten since you decided to come back to Nebraska.
Yeah, it's obviously. I mean, you guys know this fan base. It's pretty crazy, but just like going to football games and stuff, it's getting stopped every, I don't know, 2 minutes is interesting, but
Are you getting
it's
stopped in
definitely,
public?
huh?
Are you getting stopped in public?
Yeah,
That's
quite a bit.
that's
But
great.
it's cool. Obviously, it's definitely a blessing to be in that position. Um, and I'm very honored that I get the chance to represent this university for a year.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you. What's the biggest like culture shock coming from NDSU to Nebraska that you've noticed so far?
I mean, I would just say, like the scale that everything is on, like anything you do, like people kind of know about it.
Mhm.
And just with like all the publicity and press conferences and interviews and stuff like that. I think NDSU, especially for a mid-major, had a really strong and has a really strong fan base, but it doesn't. I mean, you can't compare it to this. Just being on the Big Ten, national television all the time, and just the attention you get.
Absolutely.
Even if you're bad. Still, look at the football team.
Yeah, true.
It's so much love.
Yeah, we saw you on the big screen. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Was that the interview?
No, at the football game.
Yeah, well, because I did a interview on the field that was on the
Yeah,
big
that's what we saw.
Yeah, yeah. And then that was crazy because when I like my mentor and trainer, he's a big part of my life. His name's Thomas Villianco. And when I was thinking about coming to Lincoln or even once I was committed, he was like, they're probably gonna have you like on the field at a football game sometime. And I was like, dude, shut up. Like you're lying. And then just like it happened and I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
I wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah, it was just tried to tune out, the 100,000 people there, but it's
Yeah, you
pretty
did a
hard.
good job. We're proud of you.
Yeah, so I know you were talking about how like the scale is just so much bigger. How do you think playing like the tournament helped with like getting ready to play in the Big Ten?
I think throughout my 4 years so far, it was nice to have that tournament game against Duke in my first year because it was kind of like, and honestly playing overseas with Germany, like I've already done so many like crazy things in my college basketball and whatever basketball career in general that it's just kind of like, oh, I already was on this type of stage and I've done this in my career. Like, what's this next thing? Like, why should I really worry so much about that when all it is really just it's just basketball at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. When you were over at our house last time, you were kind of still figuring out where you wanted to go. How did the whole process go with choosing Nebraska? Like, did Hoiberg just reach out to you? How did that go down?
Yeah, he was one of the first coaches that reached out to me. And I knew going into it that like Nebraska was the place that I was, really eyeing, obviously, and just it's always been my dream. And to have that opportunity, I don't know, for me, like growing up in Lincoln, I thought the world of like the Nebraska college basketball players, and I never really saw myself in that position. And to like be able to like actually do it and believe that I can. It's been a special thing, and it was just a matter of time before I built the relationship with Coach Hoiberg and then the rest of the coaching staff and the returning players. And once that kind of went down, I was in the clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of the transfer portal, your fellow Summit League teammate Baylor Shireman Can you tell me, did we have any chance at getting him? Because my stupid Husker self just thought he was a lock. I thought he was coming here just because I believe everything I hear. And then he goes, of all places, he goes to Creighton. Like that.
Sounds like Nebraska fans. Yeah. I mean, Baylor is honestly a pretty good friend of mine. We've gotten pretty close throughout our college careers, just having so many battles together. And I was on him quite a bit and during the whole recruiting process thing, and I tried my best. But yeah, I mean, I think Nebraska had a legitimate chance in it, and just from conversations that I had with him, I know that. I mean, we were up there, but I'm super happy for him, and I'm really glad that we get to continue our battles, like we talked about a little bit earlier, just on a big scale. And obviously, the Creighton Nebraska game is one of the games that I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for that.
That's gonna be awesome.
Can you beat Creighton, please?
Please, we're
Please.
begging you.
Try my best.
Okay, thanks. That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah. So like moving on to this year, do you know what kind of role you're gonna be playing on the team?
I mean, I'll play a lot of point guard, and then just being a leader out there, doing whatever I can to help my team win, and not try to force anything or do anything that, it hasn't been my playing style the last 4 years. I know what I do well, and just kind of bringing that and implementing that into this team. And I think a big part of my success has been my ability, I guess, to kind of just stay level and never really get too high or too low. So kind of being that type of guy on the team, and corralling the guys in huddles and stuff, and making sure that everyone's on the right page, and just that we're operating smoothly, I would say. And yeah.
Yeah. So like, what can we expect from Nebraska this year? What type of team are we going to be? What can we expect to see on the field or on the court, I guess?
I think, we've actually got, I know it's a lot of new guys, but we've got, quite a bit of experience from just at least like years in college basketball. With me playing for Emmanuel Bandamel from SMU, who is a guy that I really like, and I think our fans are going to like. He's just, first of all, just a great person. And he's a great athlete, great basketball player. And, he has 4 years under his belt. Jawan Gary, I think, has 3. Also super excited with him. And then obviously Derek, who's been here for 4 years. And CJ had that experience last year. And I think, yeah, we have some experience. And I think this year, obviously, last year didn't go as Nebraska fans would want, or this program would want. But it's going to be a really together group, and a team that's going to fight for each other, and fight for this community, and just give it everything that we have every single game. And I think there's definitely going to be some opportunity to shock some people this year, and I kind of like that. I think last year there was almost some added pressure just because we had a 5-star recruit. And just stuff like that. There was a lot of noise, and that this year we don't have that, and it's kind of nice. So we can kind of just be together, have our own set of expectations, not listen to outside noise, and just kind of take care of business.
Absolutely, we're excited to see it.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So we got a kind of a weird mix of players. A lot of new guys in, a lot of guys from different places. I was just curious, who's the funniest guy on the team, and why is it Wilhelm Breitbach?
Wilhelm is definitely up there. I personally would probably say Wilhelm's the funniest. I've gotten to know him really well, and we actually, because I was doing rehab kind of when he was a little bit further on than me and got back earlier than me. But yeah, I got, for the first like month of my rehab, I was just in the weight room with him. Dude absolutely loves Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah,
That is his jam. He's just a really cool dude. And I love playing with him too, because he just gets it, and he's a really smart player, very unselfish. And but I think CJ Wilcher is also pretty funny. He's always got a really good energy with him, and he brings a lot of positivity to our team. But yeah, he's cracking jokes all the time, and he's a good dude to be around.
I love watching Wilhelm play. He's just kind of one of those guys where probably pisses you off if you're playing against him because he's like a kind of scruffy looking guy wearing goggles. He just beats you in these stupid ways. You're like,
Yeah,
this guy beating us.
yeah,
he showed
exactly.
flashes last year and he got hurt. So that was disappointing. But
Yeah.
also,
Yeah, he's really cleaned up his body too. He looks a lot more athletic, I guess, and he's slimmed down, and in practice he looks great. So
sweet. What's it like being around Keisei Tominaga? Keisei,
Casey is up there for fun. Yeah, Casey is really funny as well. He has a unique relationship with one of our bigs, Oleg Koyanets, I think is how you say his last name. He's from Lithuania, and Casey obviously from Japan, but me and Casey play pool. We have a pool table in our locker room. We play pool just about every day, so we go at it there. But I mean, Casey is the best shooter that I've ever seen in my life in person. Every single time that he shoots it, I think it's going in, and I would bet money that it's going in. So that's cool. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's just super genuine. And he's funny, and he's always making fun of Oleg. Oleg's making fun of him. But yeah, it's a cool dynamic.
Yeah, I just got one more. We talk a lot about like NIL. What does it look like from like an athlete's point of view? Like, how are these, companies and brands like reaching out? What's kind of like the process that goes into it?
Yeah, it's definitely a different landscape at Nebraska than what I've been used to the last, I guess, year and a half at NDSU. Yeah, companies will reach out, and the coolest thing that I've obviously getting paid and stuff like that is really cool, and I'm it's a blessing to be able to have that as being a college athlete. But for me, especially being from Lincoln, like I get to go and network with so many really like successful people in this area, and that's another really big positive out of this whole NIL thing, because hopefully I'm able to present myself to these people in pretty high powerful like positions in these organizations, and set myself up for my future as well as getting paid and stuff like that. But it's kind of cool to just learn their story, or set up maybe like a private meeting with them sometime, and just kind of get the ball rolling with that. So
Yeah, the one thing Clay told me to tell you was, can you tell Sam I saw him on a commercial at U-Stop while I was pumping my $3.99 gas?
yeah, the U-Stop. I love the U-Stop people. We have some fun. Me and CJ have a contract with them, and we do some pretty cool stuff. Obviously the commercials are super cool, but every month we do kind of a kicking it back to the community type of event thing, and that's been really cool to kind of give back. So
Sweet, that's awesome. You guys got anything?
You get a discount on gas?
So that's Clay.
I don't.
What? That's crazy.
I know.
yeah, I got a quick one.
Yeah, go for it.
So every year before the season, I run my mental simulations on how the season's gonna go. Everybody knows I'm pretty unbiased. I go, but I ran them at work today. I got us going 21-9 during the regular season, and then winning 3 in the Big Ten tournament, and making a push towards the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. Can you give me any reasons why this won't happen?
No, I can't.
There we go.
That's what I wanted.
That's what we need.
You heard it here first. Nebraska to the Elite Eight.
There we go.
I appreciate the optimism. Yes,
and then
sir.
who knows?
It's just my simulations. No bias at all. So that's what's gonna happen.
Well, Sam, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you again for coming on, and maybe we'll have you back on when you're a Big Ten champ.
Yeah.
Sir, sounds good. Hey, I appreciate you guys. It's always fun.
Yep. Thanks, Sam.
Excited to watch.
Yes.